Hello, everybody. Welcome to Weekly Gap with Share Bear. So, we've been doing pretty good this week. We only have a couple more to go. And then, as far as I'm concerned, we get into the funner month. I can't wait till for December. Which is kind of weird to say, I guess, since it's kind of probably the most hectic holiday and one of the colder months. And even though we haven't gotten too cold yet, who knows what this year is going to bring. I don't know. It's kind of weird. I know next week we get a little bit colder than we were this week. So, sometimes I like to have a white Christmas. So I'm hoping that there's at least some snow on the ground for Christmas. I think it was last year we didn't have any till right after Christmas, or at least it didn't snow good till the day after. I don't know. I remember it wasn't what I wanted. But enough about Christmas right now, because we're still trying to deal with Thanksgiving. And this month, I hope everybody's getting ready to start traveling next week if you're traveling somewhere, or getting your holiday ideas together and enjoying that. I think I've already mentioned that this year again I don't host Thanksgiving dinner, so there's not much I have to do. Bring a couple of sides or whatever to my son's house is about all I've got to do, and kind of boring for me, but we'll see. So, last week we focused on the stress of the holiday season and everything goes with that. There's another, I guess you say, emotion that I'd like to speak about, and that's loneliness during the this time of year. Now, I think there is two kinds of loneliness. There's the loneliness of literally being alone on the holidays because you don't have anybody to be with. And then there's your social isolation loneliness. That is when you are still around everybody or a lot of people and you still feel lonely. Either because that you have feelings of that no one really wants you around, or that you're not contributing enough, or you're sad for other reasons of some family members not being there, or friends, or that there's conflict with somebody that's there. There's a lot of things. And loneliness happens a lot when you feel socially isolated. And it can be very powerful. And like I said, that's one of them, where you're around a lot of people still and still can feel lonely. That was usually a big one for me. I don't know as much anymore as it used to be, but this is the first holidays I'm going to go through where I'm a little better as far as my mental health goes. And I do have a lot of people I can talk to and stuff like that, because I'm starting to finally ask for help. Remember? Ask for help. Okay? But I would be at my son's house or um, family member's house, and it would just be like, this isn't right. This isn't the way that's supposed to be. People that should be here aren't here. I a lot of emotions just mixed up together in there. Like I said, it's hard. It's not as hard as Christmas, I don't think, but Thanksgiving is, like I said, is one of my favorite meals to do. I guess because it's a big meal and a big planning, and I love to do that. And I definitely don't get to do it for birthdays anymore. Like when my kids were small, that was another thing I loved to do, is planning the birthday parties. But it's still one of my favorites. But not much, can I say about the social isolation. Is to just remember to communicate with people around you, or take a break if you need to. Remember, I had talked about that as far as the stress goes. But remember during this time, too, that self-care is important. Even if you're being around other people. If you're going out of town and staying with family or whatever for a few days, still take care of yourself and relax. Get enough exercise. Don't let it overwhelm you. Don't let the stress get to you. So I just want to remind you that you may be feeling alone right now, but you're not the only one out there. A lot of people wish they could be with family, but they can't. Some long for closer relationships with family and friends, and it's just not happening right now. And it's okay to feel this way. Don't worry about it. I know probably more of the older crowd might not have as many family members around. And so they're a little bit by themselves this year. Maybe, and make sure that you do something knowing that you're going to be alone this year, either if it's because of travel arrangements can't be made, family members are not able to make to you, whatever. Do something that may make you feel better about that, maybe write Christmas cards to everybody. Reach out and sit there and say, hey, even though we can't be together, I'm still thinking about you. My mother used to do a Christmas newsletter to everybody, her family and her friends. It's something I've thought about doing, but it's like I feel like I never have enough to say in them, so I just never done them. And everybody that I would be sending them out to, I think, would just I don't know. Maybe it's just a little bit too old-fashioned. I guess I could do them through email. Oh, but there's something that's out there, and maybe even be a little bit creative and make your own special cards for certain people or something like that, and that'll keep you a little busy too. If you're feeling a lack of love, then make sure you focus on those that do love you. Either friends, family, or even pets. Pets can be very supportive, and I think most of us pet owners know that. I know with my little ones, little rascals around. Sometimes when I'm sad or upset or whatever, just not in the happiest mood, they they make me feel the best when they come up and give me loves, or just come by me, and that the feeling that I know somebody's here with me. I'm sorry, I'm looking at one of my kitties now that have to be in here with me. She gets kind of upset sometimes when I have the door closed, so it's like, nope, no doors closed in this house. That's the way some of them feel. I don't know why, because Mama Cat 2 Beatrice is about the same way, and Ray, they're both the females, and a lot of times they'll sit there and whine and fuss when I have a door closed. So a lot of times I try to leave it open, and I think that's why a lot of times you'll see the cats up here or something, or me petting, because I don't want to leave the door closed on them. And as long as they behave, then they're welcome in here. And usually, for the most part, they do. So, like I said, self-care, take a bath, give yourself a spa treatment, curl up with a good book, or even learn something new. Those are all forms of self-care. I mean, you can focus on your hobbies and your work. Do something to enhance your self-esteem, or at least give yourself a dose of fun. Everybody's fun is probably a little different, so I mean, it doesn't have to be a huge thing. Said during the winter months, it's probably a little bit harder to do certain things, but I mean, there's fun things to do. I mean, believe it or not, there's little things that you might not even think about that, baking, cooking, reading something, new, finding a new show that you would normally never watch or something, or a movie that you wouldn't watch. You might end up being like, oh my goodness, this was actually kind of good, this made me feel good, whatever. I mean, I can't really give you specific ideas, but hey, it not only takes the focus off of being alone, but it can lift your spirits too. So, and that's what we want to do, is at least, even if it's just for a couple minutes, feel that happiness. And maybe even feeling that happiness for just that couple minutes make you realize, hey, I don't need to be sad. I don't need, to feel this loneliness as much as, I thought I did, or whatever. Not that it's bad to feel sad or loneliness during the holidays or any time. It's okay. It's the feeling that you're going to have. My thing is I just don't want you to think of it so much, or focus on that so much, that you end up in a down spiral and into depression, into, a spot that you may be considering, harming yourself or harming others. That's where we don't want you to go. So if you need to feel those emotions too, feel them, because you don't want to stuff them down. I don't want you to ever think that I'm giving you these tips so you can stuff the feelings down. These are tips just to help you through the emotions, so you're not going into a spiral, I guess you could say. Another thing you can do is maybe write a gratitude journal, where every day, or you can come up with 1 or 2 or 5 or whatever things that you're grateful for. Write them down, and then you can look back on the things that remind you of what you value in life. So, that's something you can do when you're feeling, sad. You can look back on that and say, hey, and then, it might cheer you up a little bit, So, and of course, those, I mentioned that, some people out there may not be able to make it to their family members traveling expenses or whatever, or they're not able to come, mainly with their elderlies, I guess you could say. Some may just not have the money or whatever. There's lots of reasons why. And so and even if you're one of those people, it's still maybe go out and volunteer. Do something for someone else. Maybe if you know somebody that also won't be able to spend the holiday with their family, I mean, you guys can get together and do a little something, even if it's not a huge dinner or something like that. You could just have just a regular everyday dinner together and spend some time together. Make somebody feel, as special as you'd like to feel, I guess. It's always, even if it's just one person, sometimes that's enough. Don't need to, and it's not as hectic, so. Or go out and, even invite somebody to your family and have them come join you guys. Sometimes that makes people feel better because they're around a lot of people, even if they don't really know them that well or something. Volunteer to, I don't know if they really have it or not. I haven't really looked into it, but volunteer to sponsor a family. I'm sure they have things out there where you can actually go and maybe make a dinner or help with a soup kitchen place that sends supplies dinners to families. Doing good always puts people in good spirits, helping people out less fortunate than you. And then it also lets you be grateful for what you have. Remind yourself that there are people out there that, don't have it as good as you, right? What do you think, Ray? Do you think there's something else we need to talk about? Say hi, everybody. Hi. Can you hear her purr box? Her purr box is going like crazy. Wonder if everybody can hear ya. So there's not too much I have really to say. Mainly on any of these, I really don't have too much to talk about because I'm not a professional. I'm not licensed therapist or anything like that, so I ain't going too deep in them. Most of the things I talk about is either from personal experience and just tips offline that you can find. So if it really is a major problem with you, make sure you go out there and get help. There's lots of different resources out there, even if it's just, there's your church. Churches can be a great supporter. Counselors close by, support groups, if you haven't got into one of some sort. There's what is it called? Oh my goodness. BetterHelp. There we go. BetterHelp. Sorry about that. Out there, if you haven't looked into that yet, not a sponsor, but they help out a lot. You can choose, you can go through, and pick the right counselor for you. If you don't feel very good about the first one, you can always get a next one. They're Zoom only, so you can sit there and pretty much be anywhere if you need to talk to somebody. So that's one option, if you haven't looked into that yet. And I will also probably in the descriptions and comments both. See if I will have a list of support groups. I don't know if they're all just local or if, because I may have some out of state people, or if I think most of them are toll free. But, just so you can look up, and maybe there'll be something on that list saying, oh, hey, I could use that. Let me see what I can find in my local area on the same thing. So, and on those notes, we want to go into fun facts. Yay, fun facts. I told you last week I was going to have one, or at least a few. And I actually have a few. So, did you know that it is illegal to own just one guinea pig in Switzerland? And this is considered animal abuse because guinea pigs are so social animals that they need to not be alone. So make sure that if you know anybody in Switzerland that you don't send them just one guinea pig or give them one guinea pig as a gift. What, babies? What? You need more than one. Okay? And did you know that if you add salt to pineapple, it makes it sweeter? I'm not sure the chemical in there, what that makes it sweeter, but I plan on trying that one. I want to see if that really. Oh. Did you know pound cake is called that because the original recipe used 1 pound of each ingredient in it, and so that's how it got its name. I thought that was kind of interesting. I can't imagine. It had to have been for when they first invented it for for restaurants or something, or I don't know, bakery or something, because 1 pound seems like a lot of stuff. Did you know that Mary Had a Little Lamb was based on a true story, and Mary was the girl's name that was in it? And so that's kind of interesting. I have to look up the song again because it seems like it would make sense. It's not something outrageous that wouldn't be. And maybe one of these days we'll go into some of the nursery rhymes and how they became, or the myths behind them and stuff like that. Maybe that's what we'll do in January or something. That'd be kind of interesting, huh? Hey. And to top it off, we want, being football season and everything, I did find something on some football for us football fans out there. Did you know that the Cleveland Browns are the only team to neither play or host the Super Bowl? Which was kind of interesting to me because I thought every team has at least been in the Super Bowl. Maybe not hosted it, because I don't know how. Well, we have towns that, or teams that have winter months host before. So, Denver's host. Haven't they hosted? I don't know. I'd have to look online to see which ones. I never thought about it. And I definitely haven't thought about the Cleveland Browns because I don't like them. So I've never noticed that they've never been in the Super Bowl. I wonder if they've even made it to at least the playoffs. I can't think of it. But, like I said, I'm not into the Browns, so I wouldn't pay attention to them anyway. So, on that note, I think next week we're going to focus a little bit on a lot of these things put in with depression, I think. Either that or I think I might go into, I don't know, anxiety is just like stress. So I'm not sure. It'll either be depression or try to find something else out there. Maybe loss I think we'll work on loss. That's what we'll work on, because that's a big one, hard to deal with during the holidays especially. Loss is hard to deal with altogether, but we'll talk about that, and of course I'll come up with some more fun facts for next week. And remember, as I'm talking about all this mental health stuff, that it's okay to feel the way you feel. It's okay to ask for help. So make sure you guys do that, okay? And make sure that you like, subscribe, and comment on my videos. And please share and turn on those notifications so that you know that I've got another video up, a new one, so we don't miss any, okay? Because sometimes this could be important to some people. Sometimes we could just have, be like, I wonder what she's got to say this time. I don't know. We'll get into some more fun topics. I try to keep it as light as I can with these serious things, but I also want to be serious about them. So, and make sure you tune into next week's, okay? In the meantime, love yourself, love one another, take care, and we'll talk to you later.